What's up, everybody? Welcome to Podcast Now. I'm Alex, and in this video, I want to talk about Prototype. Now, it's been far too long since I made a Prototype video. I'm sorry for my long absence. I know the last video I made was comparing Infamous to Prototype. You guys seem to like that. I actually really enjoyed making that video. So before I start the topic of this video, I do just want to bring to mention, I have a second channel. I do the same thing there as I do here, okay? I talk about games, I talk about game releases, all that kind of stuff. If you guys are interested in checking it out, I'll leave a link in the description below for you guys to do that. It would mean a lot to me if you guys subscribe. A lot of people on this channel have, and I really do appreciate it. You guys are truly awesome. I know the Prototype fans out there, you guys absolutely rock. We're all in this fight together, and so I definitely want to continue to bring us together. So this, I feel like, is going to be a pretty positive video. Basically, the time is now. The time is absolutely now for a Prototype remaster/remake. Really, 2020 has been setting the stage for this. I truly do believe that. We've made videos in the past saying, like, you know, is a remake possible? Is a remaster possible? What do you need to do to get a Prototype 3? Do you need to do basically one of these two things? And a lot's happened since then. You look at Tony Hawk, which is Activision, right? You look at the Pro Skater games. That is confirmed. That is getting its remaster coming this fall, I believe September 4th, very early September. We know Mafia. Mafia is doing something really weird in a good... I like parts of it. I love the idea of Mafia coming back, by the way, but Mafia is doing it where Mafia 1 seems to be a remake, Mafia 2 seems to be a remaster, Mafia 3 seems to be a definitive edition, and they're putting all of them together. So basically, and even what's important to note, though, is Activision, is that Tony Hawk one, because that is a loved franchise by so many, okay? In that realm, right? You need to be in that headspace for sure, but that's a very beloved game by a lot of people, and they are aware. They are very aware, right? And what do we know? Again, I keep saying it in all these videos. Activision has talked about that this year they're going to be talking about games that are remastered or remade from existing franchises as well as brand new ones. So we know Crash, we know Spyro, and does that mean we get another Crash remake? It's possible. Does that mean we get a brand new Crash game? That's also possible. Spyro, do we get a brand new Spyro game? There's been long rumors that that was going to happen. So all of these different things, and now we have Tony Hawk. We have the Call of Duty games, right? They're getting remastered, all this kind of stuff. So they very much are in the headspace. You look at EA, they may do it for Mass Effect. In fact, EA has confirmed that there will be some franchise of theirs will be getting a remaster or an HD, whatever they wanted to call it. But they said in an earnings report that that was going to happen. Now, whether that's Dead Space, whether that's Knights of the Old Republic, whether that is Mass Effect, you know, one of them, it is happening. So you have really, you know, we're getting so many new games this year. We've gotten a lot of new games. We're going to get more announcements all throughout this summer, right? All this, very exciting. Going into next gen, I really do think the stage has been set. Now is absolutely the time. I really don't see how there's a better time. Now, are there the issues that we've talked about in past videos? Are those issues still absolutely here? Yeah, they absolutely are. I spoiled it, right? You have to, especially timing, right? I don't want this to go up against something that's absolutely massive. But at the same time, I think if you're going to get a Prototype remaster or remake or whatever it is, I think you're going to get it, right? I just think that's going to happen. It's been an entire generation. We're seeing again with Mafia. Mafia 3 is getting that definitive edition, and again, what I said with that game is it would be pretty odd to remaster a game that's already come out for this console generation, and then to have that base game, and then to also have the remaster of it, right? But Prototype is different. Prototype 1 and 2 were both on last gen, okay? It's been a full generation, and we've gotten nothing. We know they still support it. We know that they do sales. We know that they did that bundle, that they did the pretty, lazy port from last gen to current gen. I mean, it was lazy, but at least they did it. At least they know, like, well, maybe there's people on current gen that want to see it. But again, with the world that we're in, not necessarily the world, like the gaming industry, there is so much opportunity to do something like this. And honestly, with the Mafia stuff, it's getting me thinking, do you do something like a hybrid of that? Do you start to experiment and do a remake of Prototype 1, built from the ground up? Do you do that? And then Prototype 2, you just do a remaster. Is that possible? I mean, it is. The question is this. Here's the biggest thing, and here's what I think is ultimately possibly holding them back. Is if you do a remake of either of these games, okay, you're putting a lot of effort into it. I think the goal, and I think the general thought of Prototype is It's not the greatest thing in the world. The potential far outweighs what we've gotten. Right now, I've always said that, and if you guys don't agree, that's totally cool. My opinion has always been, I love the first prototype for a lot of personal reasons, not even necessarily because of the game was solid. I don't think the game was bad. I think it was good. I wouldn't say it was amazing. I wouldn't say it was terrible. None of that stuff. Prototype 2, I really didn't like, okay? That's just a general thing you guys know about me, right? I've always said the potential of what prototypes could be have always been higher than what we've gotten, okay? So I think going forward, a prototype 3, a prototype reboot, whatever, I think the potential is 1,000% there. So the question is, remaking a game is a lot harder, takes a lot more resources, takes a lot more time, all that stuff, than just remastering it. So I don't know if they would go full force and remake the game. I don't think they would do something like that. I feel like they probably are in the same space as us where it's like, all right, we just simply want to test if the game is still popular. Will people, and we can't do a port because that was lazy, and you can't do a port twice, right? So you got to think up something else. What else could we do to try and test out if people still like prototype right now? Again, you can't do a port because you already did that, and I don't know how many people supported that. I didn't buy it, but I'm sure a lot of people did, and I'm not saying you're right or wrong for doing it. It's completely up to you. I don't really think that was a good test. I would never consider porting a game over a good test for the publisher to see if we like it. I really don't think that that's fair to us. I don't think that's a good idea for them to do it. So again, if they remaster 1 and 2, that's enough for me. I mean, that's enough for me to jump back in. Remaking them, my God, absolutely. Now, again, will that fundamentally fix anything, any of the problems in 1 and 2? I don't think so. I guess the pop-ins, right? There was a ton of technical issues in the first game. Second game, even too, some of the cutscenes looked like they were very, very old, right? They looked like they were like the last gen back then. So, I mean, yeah, if you remade them, you would definitely be helping that part out. But I think, the fundamental issues of prototype, and there are some, and it's okay to recognize them, I don't think they get fixed by remaking the game, okay? I think it's very simply, you test if we want it, and if we still want it, we still support it, you go on, and you don't have to make prototype 3, you make a brand new one. You do whatever you want. Maybe, I don't think you would do a remaster and then a remake, right? I think it's remaster, then whatever, a prototype reboot or a prototype 3. But again, I think it's like if Tony Hawk, and I get it, the Tony Hawk games, those Pro Skater games sold insane back in the day. Okay, they were very, very popular. So I'm not saying something like that, but if we can get that, can't we get prototype? You could say, your answer could be no, because those games were enormously popular, and we know prototype was more of a smaller thing, right? Smaller amounts of people, a smaller community really fell in love and came together with prototype. I would probably agree. But again, with the landscape of the gaming industry, with next gen right around the corner, with all these games getting remakes, getting remasters, new games being announced, again, the pulse test, seeing if we like these things, and so many games falling in those examples and becoming possible, and future games in those franchises becoming possible because of that, this is the best time to do it. Now again, you want it to sell, you have to make sure it sells, but I really I don't expect it in 2020. If we leave 2020, enter 2021, and we don't have prototype, I'm not going to say it's the end of the world. I'm not even going to say it's the end for prototype. I think it's still possible. I think we're in the age where this is a thing that can happen and should be taken advantage of, right? Again, 2021, 2022, fine. If you want to take that long, if we know that it's coming, that's completely fine. But I think that we're now in this age where it will work. Again, that doesn't mean I need it tomorrow. Doesn't mean I need it I know you guys probably will say, no, I want to play this game tomorrow. I do too. I'm not going to force them to give it to me tomorrow, though. That's all I'm saying. I think it's very possible. I think it's possible that earlier in the year, I would have said I think it's still possible for the fall. It's very possible games get announced and then games released. They release very quickly. This happens all the time. So I'm not saying it's impossible to do it, but I really do think that this could be something later on. Still, this is the best time to do something like this. So guys, let me know. Let me know in the comments below. What do you think? Do you think we could get a remaster or a remake of Prototype? Do you think now is the time to do it? Would you support it? Do you think it could come to next gen? That's another thing. Next gen could definitely possibly help it out, right? I think I personally would be even more inclined to get it if it was coming out on PS5 versus PS4. But those are all things for the future. So let me know all that in the comments below. As always, make sure you guys are subscribed to this YouTube channel. Hit the bell icon so you guys know when these videos go up. And like I said, my second channel will be in the link. It will be in a link in the description below if you guys want to check that out too. Thank you so much for watching, guys. I did not forget about you, as I have proven now in this video. There will be more prototype videos going forward. Obviously, if anything happens prototype related, I will absolutely cover it. Okay, game means so much to me. I know the game means so much to you guys, so I want to keep it around as much as I possibly can. Okay, thank you again so much, guys, for watching. I hope to see you all on the next video.